안녕하세요. Hi everyone, this is Ariel, one half of Soju for Two, and this is my final review of Cheongdamdong Alice. And this show ended at the beginning of the week, and I just finally got to watch the last episode, so I wanted to tell you guys about it and my final review. So I'll give you the main characters first. So we have Moon Gun-young plays Han Se-kyung, Park Shi-hoo plays Cha Sung-jo, and Kim Ji-suk plays Tam Mi-hong. And there's obviously a huge cast, but those are like the three that we've seen before. Obviously, Moon Gun-young we've seen in Mary Stayed Out All Night, Cinderella's Sister, we love her. Park Shi-hoo was in Prosecutor Princess, and Kim Ji-suk was just in I Need Romance 2. He was obviously the bad guy in Personal Taste. So we've seen all these people before. So this show was loosely based off of the plot of Alice in Wonderland. And I think that's interesting because, coming out of this, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like, something that's based on that. But when I first started watching it, I really, really liked it. And I would say that there was a few episodes in the middle, like from 10 to obviously The Confession, up to 13, 14, when I was like, I didn't really get where those episodes were going. And then the end I liked. So let me tell you about the story a little bit. So she is your classic, poor but working hard person. But then it takes a twist because not only does she meet love, but literally a car crash, but she makes the decision to pursue him knowing that he's just because he's wealthy, because she wants to be in this world so that she can get ahead. And so I liked about this story is that it wasn't just this perfect female lead. She wasn't, just innocent and so wide-eyed, but she had a dark side to her, and that's, I think, more complicated and more realistic. So I really did like that plot twist. And then there's all the complications and issues of money and things like that. So love triangle. With this one, it wasn't so much that we had love triangle as we had issues from the past. Her frenemy from high school plays a huge role in this transition for her because she was married to the male lead. So there's all these sort of complications with matchmaking and things going on, but not really traditional love triangle. Misunderstanding. So obviously the misunderstanding is her integrity and whether or not she loves him because it's him. And what I like about the story is that in the end it's not really about that. It's not whether she was perfect in their love. It's they made mistakes and they're human. So I think that's what this show did really well, is that it wasn't super idealized, even though it has the classic happy ending. Bad guy turned good. I know. I guess it's I think it's maybe her that she's sort of this person who's just in it for money, but all along the way, you still, she's redeemable, and you don't feel oh, she's too far gone, you can't, relate to her. So, she's never really a bad guy, but she does have a few moments when you're like, oh, I can't believe she did that. So that was good. Fashion. So this show's obviously extremely fashionable because it's set in Cheongdamdong. There's a few, scenes. There's one scene. There was a party, and it was shot at the 8 Seconds in Times Square. Times Square is in Seoul, and I remember I went there the first time. I was like, oh, it's Times Square, New York. It's totally different than the New York Times Square, but it is a shopping center. It's Apgujeong, Gangnam, and then Cheongdamdong, which is sort of the richest area of Seoul, and it's a very fashionable area. A lot of great clothing stores, a lot of the great Western brands and high-end brands are all there. So obviously the show had an amazing fashion quality to it. And then she wants to be a designer, so obviously they're gonna put her in good clothing. And that's a little bit the Devil Wears Prada aspect of this show. But I don't think the show really sort of went down that way completely. Music, I don't really remember the music in this one very much. Kisses, so there's a few cute kisses. There's obviously a soju kiss. There's an in the freezing cold kiss. And there's the big dramatic end kiss. So it definitely had some cute moments. It wasn't for being a show with adults and having all these adult themes, basically marrying someone for money, all these things. So there's surprisingly a lack of bed scenes or anything like that. But the show was very cute. Piggyback rides. I don't think there was any piggyback rides. So let's give my final analysis for this show. For this show, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And that's a pretty high score. And I think what I really liked about this show, even though there was a few episodes that I could have left, I think that I liked the lead was not a perfect girl. She wasn't, even though she had a lot of integrity and we do like her and can relate to her, she's not perfect. She makes mistakes. She does things for the wrong reasons, and I think that makes her like a better character and a more complex character that we don't always see in dramas. And I think, and Moon Young is so good at doing things like that. Like, she can really be complicated. So she's a great actress. I really like it. And then Park Ji-hoo, I mean, you kind of fall in love with him, even if you don't want to, because he's so crazy in this role. I mean, literally a little bit off his rocker. And, but I liked him best in the end. Like, when he was no longer, like, completely in this delusional world of, like, happiness, his character was great. And that's why I think he does a good job of portraying that. So, I don't know, I really liked the show, and I think it was cute. So, 9 out of 10 for this one. Bye, guys.